Hey, how you doing? You know where you are. You know what you plugged into because you've been plugging into us on a weekly basis. Home-based poetry, conversations with HB. And of course, I am HB, and we come to you on a weekly basis to talk about poetry, talk about what's going on in the community, actually to just talk about life, society, have those good conversations. And we tend to do it with individuals that are friends of mine, people I know, people I respect. A lot of them obviously met on the poetry scene, and we even have at least a poem normally every show where you could hear somebody spit and give you what they've been working on, what they've been writing and all that good stuff. So it's been going well. I'm loving it, having a great time. And this week, I figured I would take a little bit of time before I bring up my guest, who I'm super excited about. This sister is my heart, the first lady of my crew, Enigma poets out of Chicago. Deana Dean is in the house with us. And as I was thinking about Deana Dean and thinking about some of the other work I've done, as you know, this is my 25th year anniversary with writing poetry. Super excited to be in this game a quarter century. I started to think about all the different work and the different things I've put in place, and I ended up finding my first CD. This is my first CD in 1998. I was a kid. I still had my braids in, afroed out. It was awesome. Unspoken Word with my boy Aaron Celius. And that was right after my first poetry group, Luta Continua. And then went and we did, and then I did some work with some kids. And we did a whole CD out of Illinois because I was the artist of residence there, Words, Warnings, and Wisdom. Artist of residence for the Illinois Board of Education down there in Champaign. Vanessa Gibson, thank you so much. Love you. You helped make this happen. So it's only about 3 of my poems, but the rest of the poems are from the children, from the high school students that I was working with using anger management, using poetry to work on those particular issues, depression, sadness, and things like that. And that ended up going really well. Next thing I know, got with my boys, the Alias, Context, and Absolute, and we formed the Enigma Poets, right? And we put this album together, 23:48:09, because that's how long it took us to record the album. That was it. It took us that exact amount of time to record this album, and it was dope. Super wet. These fellas are just mind-blowing. Then I moved back to Arizona. And then I got with Paris Tune, and then we came out with a compilation CD for Home-Based Poetry. So Home-Based Poetry has a compilation CD 1, then we put a couple more tracks on there, 1.5, like 1 and 2, kind of 1.5, you know what I mean? So we had a lot of fun with this, but really love it, man. My brother Morris Allen, God rest his soul, is on the track with us. We have some of the best poets in Arizona on this album, even from across the country. So we got a lot of individuals on this album, rocking it out, doing that thing. Super happy to be working with all these different artists. And then I connected with my brother Mel Rob out of Chicago, and we put this joint out, Illazona, right? Had a ball with this, some amazing work. Super excited about that. And then obviously got to put a book out. If you're going to be a poet, got to have a book. Look, I got a bunch of stuff. I need to put this stuff back in reprint so I could sell it to you. You know you want it. You know you want it. I want to get it to you. So we're going to have it. We got the website being worked on right now, homebasepoetry.com. We got the new website under construction. It's going to be amazing for you. Obviously, you can find me on all the social media, Home-Based Poetry, social media, Harold Branch, social media, HB, and then you can find us. But now, enough of all of that. And that was shameless. I know. Shameless plug of my own work and artistry, but you deserve to know. People say I don't talk about that stuff enough, and that's for you because I care. Okay, now I want to go to my sister who is in here. Like I said, the first lady of Enigma in town from Illinois, Chicago, Chi-Town, and she is here because we actually did a show, HIV AIDS awareness in the Black community event yesterday with all the big dogs in the city of Phoenix, the mayors and stuff like that, and it was awesome. And they flew her in and she rocked the house. Went to an open mic after that. She rocked that joint. We just came back from filming for a independent movie, Black independent movie that's being shot out here, and she was an extra, but the way she was extra was so extra. You know what I'm saying? She was a special extra. You know what I'm saying? She rocked that joint, brushed her teeth this morning, and the way she just killed that. Everything she does so magnificently. We got Deana Dean.
Hey. I'm so happy to be here.
You right here. That's your camera.
Oh, that's me right
yep.
there. Okay.
So look at those people as much as you can because they love you.
And I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite places to be.
Is that right?
Anywhere you are.
Yeah, you better quit it.
Hey.
Yeah, so we've been hanging out for how long? How long have we known each other?
I want to say maybe 15 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that sounds about right.
Years.
About 15 years.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
And Deana Dean, what I want you to do, I want you to start by just telling us a little bit about you, about your past, and you know, just where you come from, your history, your background, how you got into poetry, because you are literally, like, all personal aside, all of that, you are literally one of the best people on the mic, and
Thank
you are one of the most prolific writers I've ever met.
Well,
your ability, you just write, you keep new pieces coming out, and you memorize them on the spot. Like, you never took a break, right? You consistent. I took breaks. Right? You never took a break. You solid, you consistent, and all of your writing is bananas.
Thank you.
You know, you consider one of the mamas of the scene.
Thank you.
Right? So they look up to you. Entire scenes look up to you. So tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, Dina, Chicago born and raised. So I started writing. Everybody started writing when they were young, right? So I always wrote a little bit, played a little bit with it, and I didn't really get into writing and performing until after my mother passed. My mother passed in 2000. I was 30, and she died 4 days after my birthday. So, like, my birthday was Monday, my mother died Friday. The last thing she said was "Happy birthday" to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm an only child, so that's like a big part of my story, a big part of who I am. That, of course, changed me. I think it changed me for the better, you know. I was
absolutely
bratty, you know, only child, bratty and self-absorbed. But, you know, losing your mama will put you in a whole nother mind frame.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
It just changes your whole life. And so I came out to the open mics. I thought it was so good. Because I had been doing open mics. I had only been doing one open mic, like on the north side. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, I heard about small poetry sets. So I was like, well, let me go check this. Let me go let them see what I can do.
Right. Because I'm killing them.
Right. So I come into the Job Oasis. And two of my friends, they're my good friends now, Danny Divine and Kahari B were hosting. And I was sitting there listening. And I was like, I'm not as good as I thought I was. So being in that environment, I met you there. I met Triple Black and just so many, just super talented people there. And that's where I grew up doing poetry. That's where I got better, from going to Java Oasis and being around all these people who were so much better than me. Just being around them made me want to be better. And that's really my story of how I got into poetry.
You know, when I speak to poets that are of your caliber, they always can refer back to where they was raised in the art. It's almost like where was you raised? Like, you meet a kid, they don't know how to act. You want to know who their family is.
From,
you know, who your family? Who taught you this? Who your mama? What's your last name? Who your granny? Because I don't think that they would have taught you this ridiculous behavior. And it's the same thing with poetry. You meet poets and people at mics. It's like, what open mic was you raised at? And either you wasn't raised. You wasn't raised that one. You never thought it was important, because right now you could, spit at home, and go straight online. Do you think people are probably missing that right now, or do you think it's still going on? Are they still being raised?
Well, some of them are. Some of them are. Some of the ones who really want to grow in the craft, they are. They're allowing themselves to be mentored, and they're allowing themselves to be groomed and taught things. But the ones who already think they got it,
swinging for the fence.
They're just doing it.
Right. And
if you don't love it, then you hating on them.
Isn't that something?
Do better.
Right. We got to a bad place where we couldn't challenge each other to do better, because I know how we met. I saw Deana Dean, and I remember coming to your where I knew you would be, your spots. Did you have a spot on the south side?
Yeah, it was Ruby's Jewel Box. On 9th and Ashley.
And you announced it and you promoted it, and I didn't really know you. Knew you from Java Oasis, where we were. That was my home poetry set at the time.
You bought Sheba.
And yeah.
You bought Queen Sheba.
Yeah. And did I?
You did.
I don't even remember
Queen Sheba walked in together. I was like, oh, wow.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah.
So
my memory's terrible. I can't tell you. My friends tell me cool stuff I did. I'd be like, really? That sounds like me. I forget stuff all the time. They be telling me stories about me. I be listening like they talk about somebody else. Like, then what I do?
You're so good. You gotta remember stuff more than me.
No, I don't. I be thinking about tomorrow. I need you. I need you to record that. Right. You know what I mean? We all got our issues.
Right.
That's mine. Right. And so, but I wanted to reach out to you. I just saw some. You know what I mean? I always thought you was dope, and we started to hang.
Right.
But even when we started to hang, we started to challenge each other.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
How talk about that process of being pushed a little bit, being part of a crew. Because they say friends don't tell you what you want to hear. Friends tell you what you need to hear.
Right.
That's the true friend. And if you embrace it, you grow.
Right.
If you push it off, you don't. You don't.
And you know, I don't know if y'all know HB, but he is brutally honest. Yeah. So, you know, I'll come with my stuff and be like, he'll be like, yeah, it's good, but it's not. It's okay. Do better. I mean, I appreciate it because I did better.
You did.
I did
You're
better.
amazing.
I got it. Right.
It's funny, man. We know we wrote a dope piece when we read it to each other and other persons say they want to quit poetry.
Right.
If I don't make you want to quit,
right,
it ain't good enough.
Or jump on my piece.
Or
right.
I call you back an hour later, say, look, I wrote a piece to your piece.
Right. That's when you know it's hot.
It motivated something,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing. So being from Chicago, right? Just like myself, you from the South Side, I'm from my West. You still there, been there, born and raised, never left.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Chicago's in the news a lot.
Yeah.
Chicago is in the news a lot.
Yeah.
It's in the news for the violence and different things. Donald Trump is saying, you know, crazy stuff.
Right.
Right? Everybody thinks Chicago has the number one murder rate, which isn't true by any stretch of the imagination. That is totally off, right? It's still too much.
Yeah. I mean,
any
murder is too much.
Any murder is too much, and it's still high. But by no means is it number one. It's some more dangerous situations. But talk to us a little about that, because it's a lot of people outside of Chicago that can't even understand why
people are
and it has to be a logic to. If you don't think there's a logic to any behavior, you think they're animals.
Right.
And we know they're not animals.
Right.
So what's going on?
It's, you know, first of all, I never feel unsafe. I always feel like I'm okay. But I do worry about. I worry. I'm a big worrier. So I worry about my children. My kids are grown, but I worry about everybody else's kids. You know what I'm saying? Chicago is like a southern city. It's like we're Southerners, but we're in the city. You know, everybody's grandmother came from somewhere else, Mississippi, Louisiana, you know, Alabama. So we have that in us. People even say that we have like a accent, this kind of country, or whatever.
We call Chicago the South of the North.
Yeah, so we do have that there. We do have people still speak to each other. We say hello, how you doing? We still do that. It's still a lot of love in the city, but it's a lot of people just hurt and broken and going through. I mean, they're traumatized. You know, people are traumatized, and when people are traumatized, they act like people who've been traumatized.
They act out,
and nobody's talking to them about that. I was telling guy, you know, we want these kids to come to school, and they just saw somebody get killed, and they come to school the next day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The next day they're in school.
Right.
And you wonder why they're acting out in school. They are traumatized. They are hurt. They are broken, and it's a lot of broken
and terrified
adults.
Absolutely.
Too. People ask me, what's wrong with the kids in Chicago? The adults in Chicago.
Yeah.
I watch Chicagoans argue. The first thing they want to say is, I do that.
I do that.
Why you want to do all that?
Yep.
And then you wonder why we have a reputation for being violent. Mm-hmm. We wonder why we're raising violent children. We act like they grew up and they just sprouted up from nowhere. They came from somewhere.
Right, they came from us.
They came from somewhere. They were raised
came from
like
us.
That. Yeah.
I got to be honest. Being from the West Side of Chicago, Independence and Flournoy, Lawndale community, you know, that's where the Conservative Vice Lords was founded.
Right.
You know, and having dealing with my own anger issues, right? As a youngster, when you raised in that environment, you got to push that down. It's a constant push that down, push that away. Use your words, be rational, walk away. It's not worth it. Not that serious. Let me force that. But that little voice is there.
Yeah,
like you said, it is.
It's there.
I mean, it's PTSD.
Right. Absolutely.
And if you add that on trauma, on top of trauma,
on
top of trauma, a couple generations of trauma, then how can you be shocked?
Right.
Do you think that the city politics, and do you think that plays any role? Because it's not like the crime starts in the streets in Chicago.
Absolutely.
I mean, they've been doing drive-bys since Capone. Come on now. We didn't make that up.
Right, absolutely.
Chicago been violent for a long time, but y'all made Capone a hero.
Right.
And everybody else, you turned them into something else. Right. It's amazing how different cultures get different.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Responses to the same behavior. But you got I heard something like the governors of Illinois.
They're going to jail.
For the last 15 years, you're more likely to go to jail than to finish your term or something like that?
Yeah. And then they're closing the schools. How do you close schools?
Closing the schools.
How do you close
Are they replacing them with anything?
No.
Just close the schools.
They're opening up a lot of charter schools. Where you have to be on a lottery to get you. I'm so glad I don't have a kid to try to get in school anymore. I wouldn't even know what to do.
Right.
So, I mean, they're closing the schools. They're cutting the programs. You know, they cut a lot of the mental health programs. Cut them. So, like, what are the people supposed to do?
There was a story on NPR. They said that Cook County Hospital is the largest. Cook County Jail is the largest mental health hospital in Illinois.
It is.
Because everybody with a mental health issue, they just get locked up.
Yeah.
They just get locked up. So, what being now going from a child in the environment to being an adult in the environment, what is it that adults can do? You know what I mean? How can we contribute to the young brothers and sisters?
Well, I think that first we need to
countering that.
I think that we need to listen to them and quit talking at them and telling them what they should do and what they need to do. Don't do that. Listen to them.
Right.
Listen to them. A lot of these kids are brilliant.
Right.
You know, but people worried about their pants sagging. Like, really? Like, you worried about my pants sagging, my little sister's at home hungry. Why don't you ask if we ate today?
Is that really the biggest issue out here?
If you want to talk to me about that, I don't even know you.
Right.
So the only thing you have to say to me is something negative. I'm not going to listen. People act like they've never been young before.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you as an adult, if you come to me and the first thing you say to me is something negative, I'm gone.
Right.
I
don't want to hear you either.
I don't want to hear nothing else. And I'm a grown woman, you know? So as a child, as a teenager.
I just want you to know you said that like you're not even kind of grown. Like you full-blown grown. You real grown? Okay. I just want you to check.
Real grown.
She's official, 100.
I'm official.
Grown.
So I can even imagine when I was young. People forget when they were young.
Right.
Like the first thing they say to you is something negative, you gonna shut down. Clack, clack, I'm gone. I've got my guards up. There's nothing else for us to talk about.
That's real.
But if you talk to people like they're people, because children are people,
right?
Young adults are people. You talk to them like they're people, you might learn something. And then you might find out what they actually need instead of you deciding what they need to do.
You know what's helpful, and I found this with mine, and I got to remind myself, is that see them for the amount of years they've been on this, on the planet, and respect them for it.
Right.
And respect them for it. Right? Respect them for the years that they've been on the planet, that they've been here. They've been here only 15 years.
Right.
You've been at your job 15 years and you still ain't good at it.
Right. So,
you know what I mean? Why should they be good at life? That's a whole bigger job. Look, family, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and Dina's going to drop some poetry for us. And I think some good relationship talk may be in our future. That's always fun. Absolutely. But we're going to talk about some good stuff. We're going to come back and she's going to drop a poem. But let's take a break and we'll see you in a minute. Take care. Conversations with HB.
by the softness of your heart. I'd slay on the serpents that lay hidden in the grass. Your face is the sun's everyday bird, traced light to the earth. Your lips are the first step to adoration. Fantasies follow the wings of the strongest security. Your body is the liquid air in the sky.
Creator of all things, you bring only the purest of colors out. If not for you, man would have no sincerity to share about. I worship your presence for bringing me the drummer in my chest. Birds envy your voice, for this is the reason every morning they sing. An orchestra can imitate the sound of all the instruments combined. There would still be something missing.
I'd slay all the serpents that lay hidden in grass. So many moons in the dark to find you. Your face is the sun's everyday man, traced light to the earth. Your lips are the first step to adoration. Fantasies follow the consolation. Your wings are the strongest security. From the nakedness and your body is the liquid air in the sky. Hey, your face is the sun's everyday bird, and your lips are the first step to adoration. Your wings are the strongest security, babe. Your body is the liquid air in the sky.
Your face is the sun's everyday birth. Your lips are the first step to adoration. Your wings are our strongest security. Your body is the liquid air in the sky.
Wonderful butterfly.
All right. We are back. Home-based poetry conversations with HB, and I am, guess who? HB. I knew you had it. I believed in you. I knew you can get it. Family, we got Deana Dean on the scene from Chicago in the house with those beautiful red locks, girl. And I think it's time for her to share a little something because I'm doing all this bragging. You need to hear why. So, Deana, you got something for us?
Always got something.
Always got some shot. We call that shotgun. We always ready.
Always.
Give me some.
All right.
And look, give them some eye contact.
All
Make
right.
them feel you.
Chicago been wearing me out. Ain't been hearing me out. Long ago, our relationship turned toxic. I tried to stop it, but I love her beyond logic. Like the abused child of a dope fiend who just wants her mother. I love her. She hurts me. But good sense deserts me. It died with little JoJo. A casualty of the beef between my conscience and my ego. I know we can do better. We're from the land of extreme weather. We weather the tundra, then make sticky love and humidity. Chicago is where I learned pride and humility on a street called Jeffrey. East of that, my granny taught me to be the best me. As we speak, my mother's remains are fertilizing trees on 69th Street. My heartbeat is in sync with the waves of Lake Michigan. Hyde Park is where I lost my innocence, then found it again in a coffee house on a street sharing the name of the lake. My heart breaks for the children of the wind who know what it's like to bury friends, babies who travel through combat zones just to learn to read. I bleed for little ones with red fingertips because hot potato chips was their only breakfast. Reckless teens who team together and wreak havoc on CTA. I see the way they beg for attention. Identify with a part of them made victim by a system that would rather jail than to hail them for the royalty they are. I see scars that never heal. Brave smiles suppressing how they feel. Loud voices spewing profanity who simply want to be heard. Simply want to be first instead of last all the time. They laugh at all the crime. Desensitized by too much, too soon, too much disappointment, too much gloom. Flowers that would bloom if only they had room.
Come on.
To grow.
Come on.
Cold wind been known to harden souls like icicles hanging from rooftops. I do not envy the teachers who have to reach them. Babysit and teach them. Love them like they birthed them, only to have them stolen by the streets. I saw grief on picket lines, love and picket signs, educators trying to redefine the future instead of crucifying the youth. I see truth standing at the bus stop with a backpack full of dreams. Young queens shopping double dutch with a clothesline right in line with the rhythm of the ancestors. I see regal gestures between gangbangers who've allowed anger to define who they are. Stars still shining despite circumstances. I see second chances in everything that ever failed. I ride the L through neighborhoods full of people who still speak, dreaming even when I'm not asleep. I keep hoping for the day when the shower will be what I know she's always been. My first friend, my first enemy, the one who raised my energy. My energy is infused with chicken wings and mild sauce with coleslaw on the side. Found my drive right off the lake. Nothing can make me stop loving the city that seems to breed hate. Most days when I wake, I say a prayer before lifting my head off the pillow, hoping all the babies live through the night in the city where the wind blows.
Come on now.
The wind blows like it knows how to grieve, like it knows how to breathe, like it knows the city's dying, but I'd be lying if I didn't tell you. I still see jewels in the jewels on Stony Island. See single mamas trying, young daddies holding little hands, teaching them to cross the street. I see peace on the horizon, smell the ashes rising, hear Shaka singing and Jesse crying, with the pause providing the soundtrack to the greatest comeback story ever written. I envision John Baptiste Sambo's vision, and when I listen, I hear Mama Burroughs telling me I ain't allowed to give up. The city's tough but charming like a southern neighbor, and if we loved her, we would save her. She raised us to be soldiers, colder than the wind chill factor in the middle of December. If we don't defend her, then who will? We got something guns can't kill, resilient like the steel that used to be made in the mill on 103rd Street. We are nervy and bold, old souls with young spirits. The nearest thing to God is the heart of ghetto children. You can hear him in their speech, find sanctuary in the streets, and if you listen, you hear hymns in the rhythm of house music, infused with the souls of souls who dance through the pain, found sunshine in the rain to make it plain. We are questions and answers, the birthplace of many panthers, the place where revolution was born and revolution never died. We are pride and envy, a story never ending, warriors never surrendering, pillars never moving. We are superhero movies. We are Hoover, Fort, and Fluky. We are Soul Food Blues in the jukebox in the back of the Cotton Club. We are love that just forgot its way. Parishioners who just forgot to pray. We are Carmen, Lupe, and Kanye, rhyming through the wire. The place where Derrick Rose rose from the fire, where heaven met hell, where Barack met Michelle.
Come on.
The water and the well, the dark and the light. Chi-Town's outspoken like Father Flagler, Minister Farrakhan, and Reverend Jeremiah Wright. We are the mic and the core, the place where gangsters call each other Lord. We are the lords of the land. We are disciples holding hands. Let's make a stand and stand up before it's too late, before all gets lost in the city by the lake.
Come on now. Girl, you see what I'm talking about? I told her to be easy. She ain't got easy. She doesn't even possess it. It's not even within. She got one gear, all the way, all in, all or nothing. Yo,
Hey,
I love you.
That's how you raised me. My big little brother.
Man,
You know,
you
he
are
the boss
so
all the
dope. She's so don't believe it. Don't believe it. Kind of believe it. Don't believe it. So you're just so dope. You're so fresh. You're so amazing. I'm gonna tell you one of my happiest moments was jumping on your piece.
Well, we was
Crush.
crushing, right?
We did a poem called Crush.
We was for sure. We was Mary J and Method Man.
We was Mary J and Matt.
Killed it.
We killed that joint.
We was.
We smashed that joint. And we had such a good time. She'll be doing her poem, and then I just slide in, be like, I got a crush on this red bone. And then it just went on from there.
Right.
And it was awesome. We had such a good time. You have, and let me thank you formally and publicly, you have always loved your brothers, your black men out loud.
Absolutely.
When it wasn't popular, you loved them out loud.
Yeah.
And you always had the tough conversation that only a sister could have with another sister.
Right.
So thank you for that. Now, you don't let brothers off on no BS at all. She ain't soft on us, but she always loved us.
I love the brothers.
And what I notice is a lot of people do.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people do. Why do you think it seems as though it's such a battle between black men and black women out here?
I don't know. I mean, because it kind of is. It's just
because it's there in some. It's there. We gotta honor it.
It's there on some level.
It's some challenges on some level.
It is, and I don't know. It just seems like lately the narrative is just, people want us to be in tour with each other.
Right.
And people want us to be in tour with each other, and we do it. And people are broken.
Yeah.
And when you're broken, you try to fix yourself, and the way you fix yourself is to find somebody that can help you fix yourself. But he broken, you broken, we broken, and now everybody's broken.
And we about to break stuff.
And we about to break something, and then we mad because we couldn't get fixed by somebody broken, and now here come the bitterness on both ends.
Right, absolutely.
On both ends.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know.
You know what? Our time is winding. If you have some advice to give to the sisters concerning just life, the brothers, I mean, you wisdom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You wisdom. Look in the camera and give the sisters some guidance. If you want them to know nothing, you want them to know this.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think men spend too much time trying to make women act like men, and women spend too much time trying to make men act like women. Let people be who they are in their nature, whatever that nature may be. And then we'll all get along.
There you
Period.
go. Don't change nobody.
Don't change nobody. Let them be who they are.
That's funny. She been changing me for 15 years.
Same. Likewise.
She been changing me for 15
Likewise,
years, but
brother.
she changed me for the better,
Hey, same
and I
here,
love her
same
for
here.
it.
I love you
So
back.
if you want to stay in touch with Deana Dean, which I suggest, hit her up on her Instagram, which is Forever Dina, 4 ever, spelled out, not ever Deana, Deana, 4 EVERDEANA on Instagram.
And I definitely follow you back.
Yep, and she'll definitely follow you back as well. But always got some good stuff going on. This sister is absolutely amazing. She brings the best out of me. And if you connect, I have no doubt she will continue to bring the best out in you as well. You know, this is Home-Based Poetry Conversations with HB. We'll be back again next week, having the best conversations, talking about some serious topics, letting you in on some of the best spoken word, and letting you know how to find this poetry so you can continue to build yourself. Follow us at Home-Based Poetry on Facebook, Instagram, you name it, Twitter, Black Planet,
Black Planet.
AOL, I don't know, ColecoVision, right? We're everywhere. Get at us. We love you. Have a great time. And next time I see you, I'm having a birthday in 3 days.
Hey.
So next time I see you, I'll be 39 years old in the final stretch of my 30s, baby. And we got work to do. Watch a man work. Watch a man work. It's going to be great. I'll see y'all soon. Love you.
I feel a shift within. A shift that my ancestors, great-grandmother, grandmother, and mother hoped for. That I cried for when the doctor slapped me on my ass to wake me up in this world. As my eyes begin to open to my new existence, awareness of things to come. I now know I can begin to be who I knew I was, and not hide away my thoughts, my fears, or even my tears. When you look at my soul, you challenge me. I hear that slap again. Wake up, you dead soul, and live. It is time to do what you've been called to do since in your mother's womb. It is time to wear that veil protecting my beauty from those who won't receive it anyways, only to reveal it to the one who yearns for it every day, who yearns for my smile, my laugh, the way I move, and the things I say. It is time to take that first look at life, and with those unfamiliar shapes and colors, and familiarize myself with what goes with my heartbeat. My heartbeat. The way you look at me corrects all irregular beating. I'm speaking of your heartbeat. You beat to the same rhythm as if we traveled together before, through centuries, wandering aimlessly apart, yet our heart beats the same. And I began to remember my name, and my name means noble. Realizing I was always a queen, noble. Awaken the goddess in me. No more going down to the pagan's level, because I feel a shift as we kiss and our energies pass from one to another. My eyes begin to make out those unfamiliar shapes and colors, and I realize that you are my king. And you are what this queen has been yearning for since the beginning. My inner cries only the spirit can interpret, and only the spirit can explain this. In the end, the slap in the beginning, it's a full circle I'm in. I now have arrived from not knowing anything to knowing all things. The shift I'm in.